What's up, it's Kyler XP, and I'm going over how I found epic and rare villagers in Lego Fortnite. Before I get started, I'm going to explain what the purpose for villagers are in this game. A few of my friends and family don't know, so I just wanted to give a rundown before I get started. You can skip ahead if you already know. Once you create a world in survival mode, you'll get loaded in and you'll get greeted by your first villager. The goal of the game is to create a village or villages and gather resources to make it easier for you to progress your village and find new ways to get around faster as well as defend yourself. I highly recommend you start your village square in the Grasslands next to the Frostlands and desert biome so you can get to those places really quickly and gather resources. You will need a crafting bench for making any tools or weapons for exploration. The village square establishes where your camp is going to be, and that's where you're going to put your crafting bench, your lumber mill for cutting wood, and your grill for food. And the campfire will keep you warm for when it gets cold. As you progress your village, a villager will show up and ask them to stay there. Once they are living at your village, you can talk to them and assign them to a task, either helping you with the village or helping you explore. Walk up to your village square and you'll see what your village needs to progress further. In this case, I need wood and granite to upgrade the village more, which will allow me to add more villagers and have the ability to build more houses. There are 3 different biomes you can put your village in this game. Grasslands, the one you start in, Dry Valley, Shore, and Frostlands. In order to be able to live in Dry Valley and Frostlands, you do need charms to survive the weather. I already went over which charms you need in my first Lego Fortnite video, so definitely check that out. Okay. All villagers for the most part are designated to a certain biome, and each villager has a specific skill they are good at. For example, Lionbrand you will find in the Grasslands biome, and it says online her skill is a combat companion, so she should be assigned as an exploration partner. But you can assign them to any task to help you out with the village, but they might not be the best at what you assign them to, because that's not their skill. For example, if you assign Lionbrand to making food, she's not going to make as much food compared to Beef Boss because that's his skill and not hers. The best villagers for the Grasslands, in my opinion, are Beef Boss, Hayseed, Maisie, Lionbrand, and Tomato Head. Beef Boss and Tomato Head's skill is cooking, so when you need to heal up, it's good to have them. As long as there's a grill or a stove and a juicer, they will have infinite food for you. They can only make so much food at a time though. You will have to keep coming back for more. That's why I say they're the best ones in my opinion. Hayseed's skill is a miller, so if you build a grain mill, he'll have infinite planting seeds for you. Maisie's skill is a metal smelter, so I had her do that to make me copper and glass needed for tools. The villagers you really need for the Grasslands, in my opinion, are Beef Boss and Tomato Head and Hayseed, but it is up to you. You can have whoever you want, just build a bed for them. Different villagers will show up, and each one has different skills you can find online for them. When it comes to finding these villagers here I just showed you, they all showed up to my village, but if any don't for you, give it time, more than likely they will. If they never show up, you will have to look for a friendly campfire. I had my best luck finding them inside caves. I found one for the Grasslands. You'll know you found it because a friendly campfire will pop up inside the cave at the entrance. Next is Frostland villagers. At this village, I have Sky, Slush, Yeti, Frozen Fish Stick, and Polar Pewlee. Yeti and Slush are the only ones that will visit your village. Sky, Frozen Fish Stick, and Polar Pewlee you will have to find out exploring. I did find a cave not extremely far away from my village that had a campfire where friendly villagers spawn. Online, I found a video saying you can create a new world using the same seed number and just turn enemies off and only friendly villagers on should allow you to find campfires faster. Using a dynamic platform and a ton of hot air balloons, I tried this out, and even with the same location and seed number, the terrain was completely different. I was unable to locate any friendly campfires. So I just started exploring the normal way instead. I did find Sky on a mountain at something that looked like this long before I added her to my village. I saw her here one time, so I set a map marker so I could come back to see if anyone else would be there, and no one else showed up again, and I never saw Sky here again. I learned in a Tabor Hill YouTube video that if you put a map marker right next to a friendly campfire, the villagers will stop coming back here and can potentially stop them from ever showing up again at this spot, even when you take it down, so don't do that. I learned this the hard way. After moving on from that, that's when I found the cave with the friendly campfire, so I just waited outside the cave until I found everybody I wanted. You know you found the right cave when you see a campfire immediately inside that you didn't put there, and typically you should hear a villager fighting something, so just help them out and then ask them to follow you. My Dry Valley village is on an island not too far away from my main village in the Grasslands. Here I have Blue Squire, Gus, Rustler, Nugget, Petra, Jules, and Oscar. Blue Squire and Oscar I found in the Frostlands cave I showed you earlier. I asked them to follow me and just brought them here. Everyone else did just show up and I asked them to live here. If you're having issues finding anyone else, definitely look for a friendly campfire in the Dry Valley and you will find them. I didn't go look for a friendly campfire in the Dry Valley only because I found everyone else I was looking for. If you want me to make a video finding it, I'll definitely do that. Let me know. I have two shore villages right next to my Dry Valley village. I'll start with this one because the villagers were much easier for me to find. At this village, I have Peely, Fishstick, Ash, Bushranger, Lana Lane, and Comet. Bushranger, Lana Lane, and Comet I found in the Frostlands cave. They did not show up to my village, so if they don't for you, you will have to go out and find them. They are Grasslands villagers, so you can try to find them in a friendly campfire or in a cave in the Grasslands, but I did find them in the Frostlands for some reason. My last village is in the shore, right next to where we came from. When finding rare villagers for this shore biome, I had a really tough time. It took me about 3 days to find 2 rare villagers. I just started exploring, looking for friendly campfires on the shore. I started off near where I found the Grasslands cave with the friendly campfire spawn, and I went from there. I figured if this is where the Grasslands friendly villager spawn is, the shore one has to be nearby. I stayed along the shoreline and just kept building staircases and flying to each shore. After about 10 minutes, I found Sally Sails. I did create a map marker here, not knowing I'm about to ruin any chances I had for finding another shore villager at this spot. I didn't know map markers, beds, or structures can potentially stop villagers from showing up to friendly campfires. So if you find one, set a marker or a bed very far away but close enough so you know where the spawn is and you don't disrupt anything. I took Sally Sails back to my shore village and I went back to that spawn to find Carl Reef. That's the last shore villager. I kept coming back over and over, spending so much time here just for nobody to come back, so I had to move on. I went as far as you can go to see if I could find another friendly shore campfire. I wasn't even sure if it was possible to find a second one, but I did it anyway. Every time I found a cave on the shoreline, it was always for the Grasslands, so it made it even harder for me. I do understand though, there's no shoreline caves. I just figured if a cave is on the shore, maybe, you know. I kept on looking, checking almost every island I saw, regardless of how far I was, because I came this far, I didn't want to miss anything. After looking for a whole day in real time, I decided to go back where I found Sally Sails and see if Carl Reef is there one more time. I also checked the rest of my shore villages to see if he showed up, even though he never has, and he wasn't there at any of them. So I started thinking, if Carl Reef is supposed to show up at my shore village, but the only villagers I'm getting are grassland villagers, maybe I should make a ton of shore villages nearby so the villagers I'm not looking for can visit there, and the villagers I am looking for can visit my village. I figured this method would help with the percentage of types of villagers visiting. It did work a little bit. I saw a few villagers I normally don't see, like Meowscles, this cat guy, but I couldn't rely on this method because it could take way too long for me to find who I need. This is just something I had in the background while I was still looking. I checked my Grasslands cave again with the friendly campfire and I didn't find him. I looked up how to find Carl Reef on Reddit because on YouTube everyone is saying he just showed up to their village. On Reddit, people were saying they found him fishing. I haven't tried that yet, so I went for it. I made 7 epic fishing rods and 30 epic bait buckets which help you catch legendary fish. Considering I'm looking for a person, I figured the better the bait bucket, the more likely I'm gonna find something rare. Since I know where a guaranteed grassland villager spawn is, I decided to go and fish there so periodically I can check the cave and see who showed up while I'm fishing. I caught 2 piñatas and Raptor the villager, and 13 legendary fish, and 2 legendary jellyfish. After using 30 bait buckets, that's what I came up with. I was definitely hurt because I didn't find who I was looking for, but I didn't let that stop me. I came this far, and seeing that people found him so easily, I knew my efforts would pay off. I looked some more on Reddit and I saw people were successful catching shore villagers, fishing them out of Frostland lakes. So I made 8 epic fishing rods and 30 epic bait buckets and went to my Frostlands cave with the friendly villager spawn and fished there. I figured there's no way I'm not catching him this time. After about 3 hours, this happened. I caught Robin instead.
Robin? No, dude, I need Carl Reef, man. Oh.
I sound so defeated, but trust me, I was far from it. After using all my bait buckets, I was left with 9 legendary fish to take home and a ton of normal ones, so I went back home to drop off my fish. In total, in the past day and a half, I caught 22 legendary fish and 2 legendary jellyfish, trying to find Carl Reef. After dropping everything off at my Grasslands village, which is my main village, I started thinking of more ways I can find him, and the only thing I can come up with is looking in directions I have not gone yet. So I grabbed a ton of food for the trip, and I started going more northeast because I haven't gone that far out yet.
Have you seen Carl Reef? Nope. Ugh.
I started seeing stuff I haven't seen, so that's always a good sign. I found an enemy village that only had girls with ponytails and crossbows. I've never seen this before. They weren't hurting anybody, so I just left them alone. Probably 4 minutes from here, I found another enemy village, but they were all throwing dynamite, so you know how that went. Without swinging a sword, they all blew themselves up, and there was only one left. And only 2 minutes from there, I found this. Another shore spawn. Yo, God is good. At this point, I already seen the Tabor Hill YouTube video explaining why not to put a marker near a spawn, so I completely avoided that and just waited for Carl Reef to come back. I saw it switch from Meowscles to Bright Bomber, so I knew the villager spawn was working successfully. It was not interrupted.
Yes. Okay, it's working.
I kept seeing Grasslands people come here, so I got worried that this was not a shore villager spawn. It was taking a while, so I made a bed really far away so I could keep checking in and seeing who's there. While waiting, I learned that wolves typically bite at you 3 times before they turn around, so after that 3rd bite, it's a good time to defend yourself. I went to the gym and got back online to check the shore spawn.
Yes! 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 Oh, no way! No! 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 Yo! Yo!
Never back down, never what? As fast as I could, I went back to my village before any issues could happen and added him to my village. If your new villager dies while following you, they will respawn, just give it a second. At my last shore village, I have Aura, Brooks, Salty, Blackheart, Sally Sales, and now, Carl Reef. If you can't find any of these guys, I hope this video really helps you out. For me, Blackheart and Salty just showed up to my village, I didn't have to do anything. So that's all the epic and rare villagers I have in Lego Fortnite and where to find them. If more are added, I know exactly where to go and the right way to find them without disrupting anything. I'll try to put a link to all the Lego villagers and their skills in the description so you can find which ones are good for you. Not all of them are there because there's always updates and they're adding new ones. I gotta give the glory to Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be on here without him. I was forgiven for my sins, and with the Holy Spirit, I am not only able to forgive others, I am able to see everything and everyone as intended by Jesus. If it wasn't for him, I would be doing filth right now. I would be wrong and selfish not to tell you about Jesus. He changed my life. I wouldn't have this patience and strength without him. He wants you to have the same. I really appreciate you for watching and staying until the very end. God bless you, and I'll catch you in the next one.